Good evening, everyone. Sandrine Macé speaking. So, Sandrine Macé, professor at SAPI Business School, and I'm the scientific director of the IoT chair. So, I'm very glad this evening to be with you for the fourth webinar of the SafarI-oT, where we explore the new IoT business models. This is the fourth webinar of this cycle, but this is the first one in English, and I hope that this is the beginning of a long series. In this cycle of webinar, we explore new IoT business models. There are many frameworks to define the business models. There are many ways to study business models. So we've made the choice to apply the business model canvas to explore the key components of a successful business model. Remember that the business model canvas is made up of 9 building blocks, showing the logic of how a company intends to deliver value and make money. The 9 blocks cover the 3 main areas of a business: desirability, feasibility, and viability, what we call also the equation of profit. Each block tackles a different aspect of a business plan. And in the first webinar, we had a presentation by Kathy Robin, the managing director in charge of France, Belgium, Africa, Eastern and Central Europe of Axon, a company developing technology and weapons products for military, law enforcement and civilians. One key lesson was that for this firm, IoT, smart weapons, connecting the systems all together was a successful extension. In 2020, the connected solution represented half of the revenues and a very high profitability. However, there was a long period of unprofitability, 8 years, to become profitable. So it was really a strategic decision to maintain the initial goal, that is to say, launching a new range of products, smart products, connected products. François Desgardins, our second case speaker from Nexity, a leading player in France's commercial real estate development market, presented in the second webinar the pay-per-use model implemented in the sector of office places co-working. A new market to serve for Nexity, a very attractive market for a real estate company like Nexity, because of an acceleration in the demand due to the COVID outbreak, an acceleration in the need for new shared working solution. But it's not easy for a company to develop the resources to become a leader in this emerging sector. Pivoting to a new business model based on IoT requires to gain expertise in the IoT technology, in the data analysis, the data management, and Nexity came to the conclusion that this expertise was outside the firm. So François Desgardins highlighted that the business model and the feasibility of the IoT project was depending much on these new resources that Nexity could find in external enterprises and startups. So a successful business model, depends on the acquisition of small and mid-sized companies with a high expertise in co-working and flex offices that complemented the usual operation of Nexity. 6 out of 10 IoT projects fails at trial stage, at the proof of concept stage. It was the topic of the third webinar, the proof of concepts. Several cases conducted by Thomas Olivier from a French insurance company, Maif, one of the leading insurance company in France, was our guest speaker. And he presented several cases. In some cases, the conclusion of the POC was no go, and the POC was not transformed into a new IoT product, a new IoT solution. In other cases, the POC was a conclusive test and led to the launching of an IoT solution, considering, of course, some changes. The POCs were conducted with partners such as startups, small enterprises, and the story actually is very different for a big group such as Maif than for a small enterprise. When I'm saying story, I mean that you do not create value in the same way when you're a big group or a startup. The business models, of course, are very different. The short-term and the long-term objectives are very different for a big group of a startup. They don't have the same financial resources, the same objective, the same approach to risk. And at the end, the final decision, go, no go, based on the POC conclusion, this is usually made by the big group. So not easy to be a startup, a small enterprise in the IoT sector. And in this fourth webinar, we will focus on the perspective of a startup, which became then a small enterprise, and then which became now quite a big one, a big enterprise, a big company with a revenue of 400 million euros. So today, it's my pleasure to welcome our guest speaker, Emmanuel Gavache. Emmanuel is an alumnus, so we are very proud of his professional journey. He has held executive and vice presidential position in the biggest companies in France, with the experience of a successful entrepreneur in various consulting and high-tech sectors. So he decided to co-found Eridanis with Jean-Luc Bernard in 2014. Jean-Luc Bernard is the founder of Robinson Technology, today the first French non-listed technology group with more than 5,500 engineers, a worldwide implementation and a 400 million euros of turnover. Jean-Luc and Emmanuel launched Eridanis with the aim of creating the European leader in IoT consulting. Emmanuel, thank you very much to join us for this SafarI-oT and share with us your experience. We are eager to listen to you and to understand the key drivers of success and profitability for companies specializing in the IoT. I give you the floor and thank you once again very much.
Thank you, Sandrine, for this introduction. It will be hard to explain something. You have already said everything, so okay. In the preparation of this meeting, one of the first words I've said is, I do not need business plan to grow business. And when you started to explain the business canvas, I have to recognize that I have used the business canvas, the 9 topics business canvas, and that I use it quite almost every day. So, in fact, speaking about business plan, we need to speak about the right tools, and business canvas is one of them. It's okay. Okay, I'm going to share my screen. I do not have a lot of slides, but it will be helpful, I believe, to understand the story of Eridanis. As you have said, Eridanis was founded in 2014. Today it's a little bit bigger than that you have said, because we have just completed a very big acquisition. So today we are 6,000 people with almost 600 million euros of revenue. With Jean-Luc Bernard and myself, we have decided in 2014 to try something in IoT. Try what? We didn't have a clue at that time. We just have decided to be the leader of IoT technology in Europe, as you have said, but no more idea than that. Today, our implementation is in mainly USA, Canada, Europe, and Asia. I am willing to go to Africa and South America. This is not yet done, but it will be, I hope, done in the coming 2 or 3 years. We have developed just 3 type of products, 3 family of products. One for smart city, one for industry, and the third one for e-health. This has been done from the beginning of Eridanis. It was the choice from the beginning to have just 3 sectors. But at the early beginning, we thought that for developing IoT product, we will need to enter in everything of that in the market of B2C, which was a huge mistake, and I will explain that to you. So we have decided then to move from B2C to B2B, and today we have a very great success in it. What we have not changed in terms of strategy is our vision. In 2014, smart city, the word was almost not, was very uncommon, and today it's quite obsolete. By the way, when I have drawn the Eridanis target, it was the first word that I was thinking about. Industry and e-health is more common. So I'm going to share with you some videos just to explain what has been done. 2014, IoT Dream from Jean-Luc and Emmanuel. 2015, one first product, B2C product called Mother. We have won a few awards at CES in Las Vegas in 2015 with this product. We have been selected as the most innovative company in the world, just in front of Samsung. So it was a very great success, and this success almost killed us. But I'm going to show you what is Mother, and then I'm able to explain why it almost killed us. As I'm still here today, Mother didn't kill me by luck, and also because I have decided to move to those technology to the industrial IoT. And you will see in some other videos the transfer from B2C to B2B. You will see that the video are not at the same quality level. I like to share those videos with you because you will see it was an hesitating phase, how to move from B2C to industry. It was not so obvious. And I will conclude with where we are today, today in 2022, but it has been done in 2021. Today we have developed what is considered on the market, worldwide market, as the smartest data platform. And I'm very proud to share you some information about that and what we can do with that. So just to enter first into 2015, what is Mother?
Emmanuel, I think we can't see your screen. I don't know if you already launched the video.
What? There is a problem with the video?
Yeah, I don't.
Yeah, sorry, we can't see it, actually.
Yeah, we can't see it.
Oh.
Yeah, maybe you have to share your screen again, because I think it's not sharing anymore.
Okay. Yeah. Let's try it.
The video conference is less master.
Is it okay?
Yeah.
So as you can see, it was a very mature product and with a lot of what we can see today in terms of user interface and user experience. At that time, it was really very innovative, but it was very complicated to sell. The market wasn't ready to understand that with one product, we could do everything because the cleverness of the object was in a platform and was not in the object. It was the beginning of Internet of Things. Internet of Things is not a remote control. The difference between a remote control and Internet of Things is that the sensor communicates to a platform and the cleverness is in the platform. But the market was not there. It was not possible to explain that analyzing some feature, we could determine if my mom took her pills or this kind of stuff. So huge success in terms of technology, a lot of awards. It was absolutely incredible. We had a lot of investors that wanted to work with us on that. But in terms of selling, it was not so good. So we have decided to make it simple. And we thought, well, as the market is not open to this kind of complexity, we are going to make something very simple. And what is the simplest object we can imagine in Internet of Things? A button. Then we have reworked and reframed everything in order to design a button. And this one also won a lot of awards. And I'm going to show it to you. So here, in terms of marketing, it is very simple, easy to understand, and we have all the cleverness of what we have done developed, of the product we have developed previously, and it is a huge success. Immediately, we have won referencing by Best Buy, Amazon, Fnac, Darty, a very huge success. But the more I was selling buttons, the more I was losing money, in fact. And it was absolutely unsustainable. Even if we thought that we have designed the right business model, a button is a commodity. The added value is in the service of the button. The button in itself has a cost, something like $20, for example, a selling cost, or $15. But for the customer, the value of the button is zero. And this was a huge mistake. We thought that the consumer is willing to buy the button, but not. He's willing to buy the service. It means that, in fact, the consumer was only waiting for Black Friday to buy several buttons, and the tension of the price was absolutely incredible. The margins of the distribution is very too high on this kind of product. I will not give you, because we have some secret agreements, the margins done by Amazon. But by the way, I almost had to pay Amazon to distribute my product. So with the success of the peanuts, we we have started to lose so much money that here, I would say at that time, I had the light. This is a light. One morning I've said full stop. And this is maybe the most difficult decision to be taken for an entrepreneur. You have the success, you have the product, you have the market, everything is on green, and you say full stop. Why full stop? My projection for Eridanis at the beginning was smart city. This was in smart city, was industry, and was in health. And I was losing myself in terms of making a commodity, a simple commodity, a simple button with all the industrial problems, production problem, cost problem, distribution problems. And this was not my my product. This was not my dream. So I decided to move from that dream, from B2C to B2B, and the decision has been taken in really in one day. I'm going to share with you this move, and you will see it was not so so easy.
This little object is a washer that comes between a screw and a nut. Well, imagine a train that derails because the rails both loosen, or a 10-ton truck losing control on a highway due to the loosened wheel nuts. In both cases, we have catastrophe. This smart washer is equipped with a strain sensor and an electronic circuit board. When placed between the screw and the nut, it measures the clamping force and communicates it periodically to a data access point. The data is then accessible via a mobile or a web application. By monitoring the clamping force of a screw nut system, we allow predictive maintenance and reduce the risk of accident.
So the video is quite different. Here, Christelle will develop the product, explain its own product. With the same technology, we're starting to enter into the industry. Here we have the technology. We don't have the communication. Then we're going to work a little bit more on the way to communicate on that, on another type of product.
The Connected Marker Post is an innovation project delivered by Eridanis and Gas that illustrates how the Internet of Things can be used to optimize industrial processes, in this case, increasing the safety of a natural gas transmission network. Yellow marker posts like this are located above the 30,000 kilometers of underground high-pressure gas pipelines to indicate their position. Together with Gas, we developed this smart solution which is able to detect change in verticality or positioning. If the marker post is damaged or a problem is detected, this smart device sends the information through the Sigfox network to the Gas monitoring system. Okay.
Now we have something which is much more a product. It looks like a product. By the way, at each time we were developing a product, we just had one customer in front of us. First, it was a train company. Second, Gas, a gas company. Then I thought this is not the way. The strategy is quite good, but the way of communicating is not the right way. And I've decided to help my customers to develop their solution using my product. And then they communicate. It's not more me. And the next step that made me a success to move from B2C for B2B is with Total Group.
This is WeGaz, a revolutionary solution of Total which deeply transformed the relationship with our customers. More than 50% of our customers has at least 2 gas cylinders. Why? because they have to deal with two major sources of stress. The first one is the gas break during cooking, and the second one is carrying the gas cylinder from home to a gas station and go back to home. With WeGas, no more stress. How it works? The customer has to put his gas cylinder on the scale and WeGas will do the job for you. This clever device monitors the level of gas on your cylinder and sends an automatic message on your phone leveraging the GSM network when the gas level is low. If you want to be contacted by the WeGas team, you just send yes to WeGas service and we schedule a gas delivery. Moreover, you can check at any time the level of gas on your cylinders by sending GAZ to WeGas service. As you can see, WeGas presents a lot of benefits for the customer and also for Total. They can follow their gas consumption day by day, hour after hour, avoid gas break, and schedule gas delivery. For Total, we will be with our customer when they really need it. Optimize the turnover of the cylinder and control the market by a great knowledge of our customers' consumption habits. WeGas is a result of an open innovation strategy. As Total, we know our customer and what they need. So, we make a very interesting partnership with Eridanis. This company helps us a lot to build 30 scales in 2 months in order to be time to market. Now, we will launch the test in Côte d'Ivoire for 2 months. At the end of this period, we could validate our hypothesis and optimize the product based on the customer's return of experience. With WeGas, the stress is over.
Okay, here the move has been done. Once again, we have a communication at the right level of quality and communication, I would say, at the B2C quality level. But we offer our product in B2B. And this is the switch of the strategy. The technology is quite the same. We're almost using quite the same technology. And you have seen the move from B2C to hesitating B2B and then successful B2B. Once this has been done, I've decided to focus on smart city and to focus principally on smart city. We also work in industry and else, but I will share with you some point of view on smart city, this focus. So. Smart city, you have seen in the video, I love to put in front my teams because I love them. They are very young and very clever, and this for me it's very funny to work with all those young people. So all the smart city strategy has been designed by Alexis Enama. He is only 28 years old. And is responsible today of several projects of smart city design, like the open data of London, the IoT strategy of Nice, and so on and so on. Here, if I go back to the introduction of Sandrine, this is not exactly a business canvas, but it is a 4-pillar strategy. Four-pillar strategy based on master plan, technology, open data, and behind open, the word open is very important, open source, open data, open everything, and business applications. So we have decided to design all the smart city on those 4 pillars and taking into consideration what is the market. The mistake we have made at the beginning of Eridanis, it's quite normal to make this kind of mistake when you are in the innovation sector. We have decided not to make the same for smart city. And we have decided to analyze what is the market of the smart city? Very important to understand that we have to solve a paradoxical injunction, which normally is not possible to solve. Which is it? All the cities needs to fix an exponential increase of complexity. Exponential, not on a commercial way, on a mathematical way. It's a real exponential increase of complexity. Due to the increase of population, the increase of services they have to deliver, the increase of quality that is also a political strategy. So they have to face exponential increase of complexity. At the same time, for the same city, they have to face a decrease in resources. It means that what we do know, for every cities everywhere in the world, they are going to have less energy, less finance, more environment problems. So at the same time we are increasing the complexity, we have to face the decrease in resources. How to find a market in this condition? Here we have decided to reinvent a scalable solution where when a city is going to develop one application, another city is going to get the benefits of this application for free. And the other city developing its own application will permit the first city to get its application for free. So it means the more I develop, the less the development costs are expensive. Well, what does this mean, in fact, and how is it possible? How is it designed? At the Earth, we have a data platform. The data platform has been designed for B2C IoT, able to take a lot of data in very few seconds. And then we work on that, and we have redesigned data platforms at a new scale, a real new scale. Then we have data flows, which is a complex network of interaction between all the components, IoT, but also the sources of data. Then, and this is absolutely vital today, we have all the security systems. Because once we are going to put this kind of tools in the city, the security is critical. So we have this layer of security system. Then a business application, which is what the city needs to work. But we don't stop there, because a city is made of citizens. And then we offer for the citizen the possibility to share all the data and to make all kind of business they want. So this will give to the citizen the possibility to be a part of the smart city as an end user and also as a raw data provider. So if I redesign that in terms of ecosystem, when I want to go to the 9 topics business canvas, I have to fix what is IoT and raw data. It's a gold mine of information, but the value is not there, but the technology is there. Then I have to choose all the best tools to work on that, all the most modern technology. If you want to have more information about that, it will be possible to have a discussion on that. Then a business ecosystem. Business ecosystem is key. For sure, enlightened leaders, and we have to work with intelligent citizens. What is an intelligent citizen? It is a citizen. And we have decided that every citizen is intelligent. Everybody is smart. This is also what we have taken into account in order to design our platform, our solution. Just to say that this is not just a slide where we have real platform running in real cities. And you can see how it is designed. So we have some few elements like maybe it could be like a Google Chrome or something like that. But in this, I can, with only one interface, I can control the police, I can control the security of the town, the traffic, I can control the air quality and everything in real time. And this is absolutely new. In slideware, it is very old. In functioning platform, it is really completely disruptive. All the screen I'm sharing here are real screen of a real platform. For example, if I want to take into account the air quality analysis, the platform itself will be very clever and will show only the relevant information. If we have 200 points to measure the air quality, if we have to focus only on 3 of them, the platform will show only those 3 points and will explain why, and why focusing on this, on these items, on these sensors. Then we can also help the city to manage its buildings, not the individual buildings, but building for the city. With some sensors, we are able to measure the pollution in the building, but also the way it is used and everything to control the building activity. And this is scalable. I've shown you an example in a little town in Paris neighborhood, and now this is another town, which is a complete territory, Métropole Nice Côte d'Azur, where we have, with exactly the same platform, a completely different interface, but what needs Nice Côte d'Azur to have in terms of information. With the same tool, we have another city is able to have other information, and all the cities are able to consolidate the information one with the other. For example, then we can be able to analyze the impact of the rain in terms of pollution, because we are going to gather data from Nice, from Barcelona, from New York, and so on, and so on, and so on. So the model, the open model, which permits the city to get all the analysis of all the IoT, all the data, and everything, is a real, very successful model. So, as a conclusion, today, I do have very competent, and when I say competent, it's really competent, very, very clever team that believes in Eridanis. They believes in it. I have a real market. Just in the coming, just in the past months, more than 200 million euros of a project have been launched for smart cities in France, just in France, and worldwide it's crazy. 2022 is the year of the move for the smart city market, and I am ready. And what request the cities is exactly what I have designed during 6 years. So I am perfectly in line with an exploding market, and also exactly at the time to market phase. with a completely product ready to use and deployable without effort. I cannot do that alone. It makes no sense. So I have worked with a lot of partners, and you may know some of them. One of my first partners is Waze for mobility, for traffic and mobility. I am very proud to be the only private company to have a partnership with Waze. And you can see here all the partnership I do have. And now I am at a new scale-up phase. We are really growing very fast, and we have a lot of needs in terms of recruitment, in terms of talents, because now the only limitation of our growth is the team. I just need to grow in terms of team. So this is what I wanted to share with you. And now I'm open for questions.
Thanks a lot, Emmanuel, for this inspiring presentation. And clearly, I have several questions, and thanks for the audience for the question that was raised during your presentation. Maybe the first question I have is about the sentence, the provocative sentence you mentioned, that mother didn't kill you. So I understand that on the bit, you were at a moment where you have what, from our perspective, seems to be the vision of success, a glamour product, a lot of requests, a partnership with Amazon for distribution, some awards, and you decided to pivot from a B2C business model to a B2B one, with no device, with services, with a highly technical services provided. So when you are telling us the story, it seems easy that you decide that you were not profitable and you decided to move, but could you just explain how you managed to do that? If you needed to convince the people you were working with, how many times, how long it lasts for you to be profitable with this pivot? Because I think that it was harder than when it seems when we hear you.
Yes, thank you, Violette, for this question. It was really very hard. I will not say the contrary. First, to take the decision to stop a product which is glamour, which is something you have been all around the world with this product. You have in Japan, and it is very difficult to decide at the launching of a product to stop the product. But clearly, when I was making all the business projection, it was obvious that this product will kill me. It was absolutely obvious. There was no way to make economical success with this product. So being an entrepreneur is being able to take this type of decision. And being an alpinist, a real alpinist, is being able to stop 50 meters before the goal in order to stay alive and to turn around 50 meters before the goal. It is the same thing. I've seen that there was no possibility for me to make an economical success with a successful product, with this successful product. So this was the decision. The decision making is really painful. But then once you have taken this decision, you check what are the technological elements that I have developed for that. What are the technological advantage I can have taking those elements for the industry. And for example, when you develop for B2C, you are very in advance in terms of technology regarding the industry. So I've decided to move all what was good in terms of technology immediately from B2C to B2B. Then waiting for profitability. Well, yes, it was complicated. And here, what I can say that resilience is the key to success. So Resilience is the key to success with 2 points of attention. The same causes the same effects. So if I am doing wrong today, if I do the same, it will be wrong tomorrow. And time to market requires anticipation of the market. So resilience, yes, with 2 points of attention. And this is the way I've worked to move from the strategy, and this is a
and maybe linked with that, because I understand that you moved from a device-based approach to a service-based approach. So you were talking about data flows, data platform, business app, and that's quite intangible. So your customer was mainly smart cities. It was quite new, innovative, and maybe you had some customers that were not ready to pay for that, just want to do some proof of concept, testing with really low budget. How did you manage to be paid for that and to avoid the trap of putting a lot of resource on proof of concept that would never have been profitable because there is no business model behind?
Proof of concept is a very good subject. When you want to test a new concept, it can be very interesting to make a proof of concept because you don't have the technology, you're not sure of the way it's going to work, and so you need to test it. But this is not the way the market is using the proof of concept. The market today is using the proof of concept just to try something, to see if it's nice, to make something à la mode, I will say in French, to have a shiny way of working, and this is zero. I will never work in POC for nothing. This is because it's not possible. If you want to have the best team, you need to pay them. If you want to be profitable one day, you need to be able to bill your work. So proof of concept, we have to be very clever when making proof of concept. The rules for me are, there is no proof of concept for free, even if I do not know if it is going to work or not. First rule. And second rule is, if I decide to make a proof of concept, it will be with the certainty that the people that asking me this proof of concept are the right people able to buy a huge project after. Because you have a lot of people that want proof of concept, it works, and then what? They don't have the money, they don't have the power of decision. So I will decide to start a proof of concept if there is the possibility to gain a real project after.
Thanks a lot. And what we know about smart city is that this propension to pay is key for the business model, but not really easy to identify. And that's maybe one of my third point is you say that the word open was key in your business model. You talk about open data, open source technologies, and also partnership. And I wonder how the word open is a key success factor for your business model, because from our perspective, we could think that this openness could be an issue, because partnership you will lose some money on the value chain. You were talking about Amazon that was taking some money. Open data, that means you can be disintermediate, you can face more competition. So how could you explain that the word open is so important for you and is a driver of business model?
Several things. First, in terms of open source technology, what we need to know is that the best technologies are open source. Why? Simply because the most talented developers, they want to be known all around the world by the product they have done. So the best code, if I go very down in terms of technology, the best code is all the time open source. if we think about open source, all the code of the Google platform is open source. And Google has stayed 18 years without factoring, without building nothing. And we can see today the power they have. So open source model, think about Google, and you will see that it makes sense in terms of technology. Another open source solution is Datadog. I don't know if you have heard about this company, launched by 3 French in New York a few years ago. Datadog is just measuring the lapse time of internet for its clients. Okay, very simple thing. Today at the Nasdaq, Datadog is a $70 billion company. And it's all open source solution. So open source, there is a real value due to the real value of the technology in the open source. And how to sell it, just because it's not easy to implement those solutions. So if you are able to implement those solutions, your customer will be very happy for that. So for example, if we show a data platform for a country or for a department, and I say, okay, and you can access it. When they want to implement it, do you believe that they are going to ask an ESN company to implement it, or to ask who develop it to implement it?
But did this open source strategy enable you to win RFP you wouldn't have won without being such open?
At the beginning, not. At the beginning, because the market was not there, clearly not. Today, all the RFP published in France this year asked for an open source platform. So what is required today by the RFP for smart city is exactly what I have developed. And I can tell you that at least twice a week, I receive a call from, I will not say the brand, but the hugest ESN saying, can you help me to answer to this RFP? For sure not. Sorry. But what we do have today is exactly what is required by the city. Is this magic? No. This came from the reflection of the paradox. The complexity is increasing and the resources are decreasing. And this is the reason why we have developed an open source solution.
Thanks a lot. Thanks a lot for this for sharing this vision. One other point was you mentioned 4 elements to succeed with the market that is ready, the team, and so on. And I just would like to ask you, from your perspective, what are today the most critical resource you need? Is it money? We know you're not a startup, so you're not able to do some fundraising like we are seeing in the media. So there, you know, you need expertise, really rare profile. So today, where is your focus in terms of resource to enable a successful business model in IoT?
I would say that the money is the easiest thing to find. So this is not a problem. Today, this is not my problem. My problem is what I really need to find is a team. I need to increase my team, and I'm recruiting talents. Hello. And I'm recruiting business developers, commercial. Today, my company is a very technical company. So I do not have sellers, I do not have commercial, I do not have marketing. So this is really key for me, and this will be the success of the scale-up. So my first goal is to recruit commercial people right now.
Thanks a lot. And maybe one last question to conclude is, at the beginning you were saying to Sandrine that you used to that you are not using business plan, but you are using business Canva model. So
Yes.
maybe, you know, we are in the tech business, and in tech business, in the IoT, which is one of the most innovative verticals, in smart city, which is highly complex. Maybe what would you recommend to the entrepreneurs that are to the audience on how to deal with this kind of business model tool, and maybe what is specific to the tech business in terms of profitability, timelines, and this kind of stuff?
I will have one recommendation, is to be certain to have the resilience to get to the market, the capacity. If you make a business model with the elements that you can think those elements are true, okay, make it. If you see that you are not profitable in 3 years, then you are going to move some numbers. It's very easy, but the real life is not easy. And you will not be able to move the numbers in the real life. Stay with your non-profitability model and design your resilience with a business canvas. And stay with, I will not be profitable during 5 years. Okay, what does this mean? How I'm going to design something that at the end will be profitable. Why will it be profitable? In the case of smart city, it was obvious that designing this kind of product will answer a paradox that nobody was working on it. I was absolutely convinced of that, and it took years. Also, you need to have several options, because maybe you have some, nobody knows the future. So maybe you have designed something, you think it's going to be the right product, and the market is not there. You need to be able to switch. So resilience is key, but also we need to be prepared to stop if we understand that everything that what we have designed will not going to work. Mm-hmm. But don't believe your business plan to make your business, as the business plan doesn't make the business.
Thanks a lot, and thanks a lot, Emmanuel, for this presentation and answering your question. So maybe just a word of conclusion, and after maybe Sandrine, if you want to add something. From what we heard, for me, there is 3 words that seems to be really relevant on your journey and your vision. The first one is how that agility is always required to be successful in IoT. I think about the pivot you did from a B2C to a B2B model, which is quite a difficult move. The second is clearly on vision, because what you have on open source, which is today an important topic, but 5 years ago was not an issue, and what hard to sell, is also, I think, really important to believe in the vision you may have. And the last, I think you mentioned it maybe 5 times, is about resilience, the ability to recover from failure, to learn and to continue. So thanks a lot, because I think that these 3 words are really key when you want to have a successful business model in IoT. So I don't know, Sandrine, if you want to add something.
Yeah, just thank you, of course. So I would like to thank Emmanuel. I would like to thank you also, of course, Violette. And we would like to spend much more time with Emmanuel to know even more, but it's now time to leave. So thanks. Thank you again. Thank you for all of you, students and all the people who were there attending this webinar. And see you next month, or in maybe in 2 months, for our next and 5th webinar. So thank you. Thanks a lot. Have a nice evening. Bye.
Thanks a lot.
Thank you. Bye.
Bye.
À bientôt.
À bientôt.
À bientôt.